I'm doing this a little bit ad lib without any slides. What I have asked Soraya to put on is the Ocado website in terms of what we really require as a buyer, and you can download that. You can gather by my accent, I'm not a British person. I've been in retail since 1980. I started out with Pick n Pay in South Africa for 21 years. I moved to Ireland in 2001. I worked for the old Superquinn Group, then Musgraves, and then subsequently moved to join Ocado. Adrian stolen a lot of my thunder in terms of what a buyer wants. Thank you, Adrian. Well done. But Adrian, I wish we were making 50%. Lawrence said the directors would be delighted. That's not true. Just really, I mean, buyers generally are charged with delivering a sales number in a store, delivering a profit margin, and other things around that. The time that buyers spend in front and facing suppliers is only 10 to 15% at best. And that people don't understand. Buyers do a myriad of other jobs. They do a lot of administration. They're continually watching the market evolve. And as we have in Ocado, very strong analytics. We have people analyzing, so we know what's working, what's not working. We know what's trending by search terms. We run algorithms all the time in the background. We don't need somebody to come and tell us beetroot's trending and kale's trending. We know that already. What we do is when we're looking for products out there, we're looking for products that are compelling, going to be life-changing, or add something incremental to our basket that is not in any other retailer. We only have no store-facing bricks and mortar as a traditional Waitrose, Sainsbury's, or anybody else. We are purely online business, and we're quite territorial about that business. And we'd like to be a preferred online vendor if you do business with us. As a buyer, typically, just to give you some kind of magnitude, in my case, I have 87 suppliers I deal with. I have 9 categories: pizza, ready meals, pasta, soup, sauces, roast poultry, British cooked meat, meat substitutes, and bread, and 62 subcategories. And I'm not going to go through them because that will be half the time allotted to me, and 872 active lines. So you can really see a buyer's time is absolutely essential. So when you get that opportunity to sit down in front of a buyer, you really got to have all your stuff ready together as such. And Adrian's right, they're not going to ask you about pretty things and frilly things. They're not too interested. Don't do's. Adrian alluded to it. Never, ever call a buyer on a Monday. It's the buyer's worst day in life. He's answering to his hierarchy in his business, running the numbers for last week. What were the sales? Why is it down? And we even got to explain why is it up? Because sometimes it's those little levers that then get shared around the business to drive sales further. So that's really the understanding of that. Pester power does not work. Again, Adrian alluded to it. Do not bombard a buyer with emails after emails every hour around the clock, 20 past 10 at night. You're really just going to annoy that buyer, and he'll actually just, as the Irish say, put you on the long finger. He'll keep you out there somewhere. Don't ever send inaccurate data. If you send data across, make sure that data is concise, not too flowery. It tells the story and delivers. And then, because you people are artisan producers or specialty producers, there's one thing you really got to sometimes divorce and take counsel from your accountants or other people. Don't let your passion for your product get in the way. Because what can happen is buyers have opinions and everybody has opinions. So they'll pass opinion on product and everybody's deflated and they go away, we can never do this, we can never make it work. You have to engineer your product fit for purpose. If you want to deal with Tesco's and you want to be mainstream or Asda, you're probably looking at a totally different price point, you're looking at a total different offering you want to make. If you're dealing with Ocado, you can deal at that level because we price match Tesco's, as you know. That's part of our policy, and a lot of people don't know that. But that's something we do. But yes, we have a premium sector within our business. We sell stuff from St. John's Restaurant. We sell Welsh rarebit. It only does maybe £300 a week, but it's really the top end. It's a £6 product. There's Dalesford who do business with us. They sell soup at £7 a packet. Who pays £7 for soup? There is a consumer group that will pay that. And it's really understanding that very well. Things you really need to do before you even sit with a buyer or come and approach somebody in Ocado. Are you either SALSA or BRC accredited? We won't talk to anybody who doesn't have that credential. It's important and necessary in terms of the world we live in, and I think you all understand that. We need to know what other retailers are you supplying, what's your product's position related, and what's the target market. Do you own the supply chain? Because there's some people out there who have premium product, they don't own the pigs, they don't own the factory, they're purely a label that they go to somebody and say, I want a certain pig and I want a certain slice and a certain cut, and I'll get John down the road. Because we want to cut out as many other fingers in the pie. So it makes it more profitable for you, makes it more profitable for us, but it also helps us engage at a different level where we can say, recommend, we've tried this, it doesn't work. How do we drive this to the next level and how do we get it going? Provenance, absolutely important. If you're a specialist supplier, provenance is absolutely crucial. Simple things. Is your meat Red Tractor approved? Is it higher welfare? Is it organic? Organic? Fantastic. Works for Ocado. We're 1.3% of the total grocery market in the United Kingdom, yet on organic we trade 11% of the total UK market. Something to think about. So, range and pack sizes, again, Adrian, thank you very much. Don't try a shotgun approach with a buyer and present 50 products at the same time. He's going to just not even, I go to sleep, period. I won't give you my attention. Come in with 3 or 4 products. 3's a sweet, 4's a crowd, 2's nothing. And when you start getting into 5s and 6s, you know, you're not going to win the match either. Product presentation, look, does it tell the buyer or the customer what it does? Does it deliver anything? Does it enhance that person's shopping experience? Cost price and suggested retail price. Adrian again alluded to that. We need to understand the selling price is always going to be the buyer's domain. We can decide whether we want to make 30% or 50%. We have category benchmark expectations, but that's something you can fluff out with your buyer as you go along. Marketing budgets. If you come into a business like Ocado, we're not a shop, we don't have gondola ends, we don't have any bricks or mortar material, so the only way you're going to know about us is through a website. 2 famous things, either through your laptop or through your mobile. Now they do 66% of our sales on that little piece of thing, which is absolutely amazing. But to engage at that level, you will need to have some kind of marketing budget, because we also, as buyers, are selling you something. We're going to be selling you digital space to get your product into customers' favorites, to get at the top of the sheet. On Ocado, there's 46,000 lines. Customers are adding a product every 22 seconds, and they're averaging 50 products in their basket, and the average basket's 105 pounds, so circa about 2 pounds a product. Making decisions pretty quickly and sharply. And it's how you then engage with your buyer and buying the right media to make your product. So you've need to build that into your price. We're not making any, you've got to have a marketing fund. So if your cost price is £1, in that £1, what does manufacturers cost? What is salaries? What's marketing? Etc., etc., etc. Don't have to teach you that, but you will understand that. Set your bar high, but always have a default position, 2 or 3 or 4. As long as you have a default position, you're still negotiating, and that's good commercial sense. Always know what it is, but also know when to walk away. And I'm a buyer, and I'm telling you as a supplier that sometimes you actually got to walk away and close your book and say, I'm not prepared to do it for that price. Thank you very much. This engagement's been wonderful. So you have to understand your product and understand its worth, but it's got to be market related. Do not be offended by opinion. It's only an opinion, and everybody's got one. Won't add the rest to that. A buyer with a few years' experience similarly has seen a lot of successes and failures. So generally, even the very young guys in the business who've been there 4 or 5 years, and the girls as well, and some of the lady buyers, really for the ladies, are actually better buyers than the guys. They're far more analytical, and I really mean that. The ladies are far more analytical. So if you get a lady buyer in front of you, you've already got about a 65% better chance. Male buyers sometimes got a little bit of ego, and they don't allow people in. Just putting it out there so you know. Do not bombard the buyer. As I say, once you've made your pitch, that's a poor way to start a relationship. And then the most important thing is there's 5 Ps, and everybody's heard this. Proper planning prevents poor performance. So you've got to have your default position, you've got to know where your product is and how that's going to work and stand out in the market. So communicate what your brand can do for the retailer. Demonstrate how you will grow the buyer's business or category. Is it another Me Too? So if it's the 5th smoked salmon I'm going to be listing, it's really got to be a long slice that's, made in Norway or whatever the case, wherever you do it, you've got to bring that provenance to play. Another thing buyers also want to know is, a little bit about your business, financial stability, are you a sole owner? Have you got other shareholders? Are you in the market crowdfunding to, expand your business or looking at other investors? Buyers like to know those kind of things. Your operational infrastructure, are you a one-man band? Are you doing the cooking, the potting, the marketing, the delivery? Are you doing everything? You need to know a little bit about your operational business and whether that's fit for purpose in our business. Supply stability. Are you able to supply to Ocado? We do circa 220,000 customers a week, so you can start working out the numbers, what kind of turnover that is. My categories in a week do £1.2 million a week in sales. So without being disrespectful for anybody, that's why sometimes to get in there is so much harder. I have certain products, without using names, I have a pizza product that sells every week, famous pizza brand in the country. One line alone does £27,000 a week. So it just puts it into perspective. Business continuity. Have you demonstrated how your business is going to continue? Is it going to expand? How would this work in practice? It's absolutely essential from a buyer's point of view, because once we choose you to be a supplier with us, we're starting to build a relationship. It's like a marriage. Some work out, some don't, but generally it's like a coming together, okay? But you've got to be crucially sure that you're also squeaky clean. You're not employing people who are underage or buying goods that are horse meat scandal. You've got to make sure you're squeaky clean, because you'll bring us into disrepute, or any retailer, and they'll obviously then sever that relationship almost immediately, as has happened. In summary, quickly, understand the buyer's business, check the press, check the website, check what's current, check what's in her or his environment, or the company. Understand a little bit about the business and what's happening. An interesting one in soup, for argument's sake, it's a category that's pretty terrible now, so if you're in soup at the moment, you're really feeling it, and I understand that. Did a big exercise, ran a whole lot of algorithms in Ocado, and we discovered, you know what, we only have one potato and leek soup. Can you believe it? And there's probably 127 soups on the site. Big gap, so anybody who's making potato and leek soup, understand, but that's just the thing. Have an in-depth knowledge of your category and your competitor set, and anything else that could relate to that. What can you do for your brand and for the retailer? I know it sounds very me, but it's how it's going to change that step and add incremental sales. How will this product or range improve the buyer's business category? How does it add value to me, or does it purely cannibalize from other sales? So that's really, have you clearly shown and demonstrated the opportunity? Have you made contingency plans for promotions, variable mechanics, funding and media? Very important. Have you spoken to other suppliers? Sometimes suppliers are so territorial, they're a little bit like buyers. Buyers sometimes in one building don't talk to one another, and in Ocado we do. It's actually promoted, but I find that suppliers don't talk to one another. Just like I give away my trade secret and just now give away something. Speak to other people you know supplying Ocado. They'll say, this is a better strategy, because shared knowledge is wealth, and that helps for our business too. So don't be scared to talk to one another. And do not let your passion get into your creativity or blind your commercial sensibility. I've seen companies go to the wall because somebody wanted 80% cocoa in their chocolate cake mix, and it was not sustainable. The spec was so out there, you had to charge £15 for a chocolate cake that big, and she nearly went bankrupt. And we had to, after much weeping and gnashing of teeth, got her to change it to 40%. And suddenly she started making money, and suddenly the thing came. So her benchmark in terms of being uber premium had to be realized in coming down to be more mid-tier to make her be able to earn a living. Thank you very much for listening to me. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And I'll be around after the show. If one or two people want to just come and ask me one or two questions, you're most welcome. Thank you for listening to me, and thank you for your time. Thank you.